Picture this. It's 2 in the morning. The house is completely silent. You tiptoe into your kitchen for a glass of water. You're half asleep. You flip on the light, and bam! Something dark and fast just scurries across the counter.
Oh, that's the universal nightmare, isn't it? That
Yeah.
specific skittering sound. It wakes you up faster than any coffee ever could.
It really does. And the worst part isn't even seeing it. It's the feeling after it's gone. You're just standing there, under the harsh light, knowing it's still in there somewhere.
And based on what we're looking at today, it is almost certainly not alone.
What a terrifying thought. But okay, we're going to face it head on. Welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm Mark Buzz.
And I'm Anna Bugs.
And yes, we absolutely leaned into the pest theme with our names for this one.
It just felt right,
Today, we are solving infestations. We're diving into a really comprehensive guide from Simple Pest Management. It's titled Cockroaches in Your California Kitchen. Here's why they're there and how to get rid of them.
And it's brand new, published February 4th, 2026.
Our mission today is to move past that initial ick factor and actually understand the enemy. Because if you know why they're there, you can actually do something about it.
Exactly. Knowledge is power.
Okay, but before we get tactical, I found a detail about the author of this piece that I have to bring it up.
Oh, yeah.
We always talk about source credibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the author is listed as Theodore Augustus Paul Chi.
That's a very distinguished sounding name.
It is. But if you check the bio, Theodore is a mini Bernedoodle.
He is. He is listed as the chief bedbug officer in training.
I love that. A dog writing pest control advice. I mean, I trust him implicitly.
Well, it's a clever nod, I think. They use scent detection dogs in the industry, so it makes sense. But yeah, the source says Teddy's main job is morale.
Which is exactly what we need because just talking about cockroaches is stressful. So let's start there. Why the kitchen? Why not my living room?
It's all about what we call the Holy Trinity for survival. It's food, water, and shelter. And your kitchen is basically an all-inclusive resort offering all three.
See, this is where I get defensive. I think I keep a pretty clean kitchen. I wipe the counters. I sweep. So why are they picking my place?
Right, and that's what everyone thinks. But the thing is, a roach's definition of food is just radically different than ours.
What do you mean by that?
They're scavengers. So yeah, they love crumbs. But the source material points out some really shocking things they'll eat, like the glue on cardboard boxes.
Wait, what? The glue?
Yes. Most of that packaging glue is starch-based. To a cockroach, that's a high-carb meal. It's like pasta.
No way. So my stack of Amazon boxes is basically a buffet.
It's a buffet and a hiding spot.
Yeah.
And then there's grease. You know that tiny gap between your stove and the counter? That invisible film of grease in there?
Ugh. Yeah.
That's a feast for them, a calorie-dense feast.
Okay, so they're not picky eaters. Got it. What about water? We're in California. It gets pretty dry.
And that's exactly why they come inside. Your home is an oasis, especially during a drought. They're outside just, drying out. They get desperate.
So they're just coming in for a drink.
A lot of the time, yes. A leaky pipe is obvious. But think smaller. Condensation on a pipe, the drip pan under your refrigerator.
I'm not sure I've ever even seen my refrigerator drip pan.
Nobody has. And it's usually warm and full of water. It's a roach spa. Or even just the dog's water bowl left out all night.
A water bowl? I never even considered that.
It's a swimming pool for them.
Yeah.
Then you add the final piece.
Yeah.
Shelter. California has such a mild climate, we don't get that deep freeze that kills pests off in other states.
Right. Our winter is basically just hoodie weather.
Exactly. So they're active all year, and they love warm, dark places, like the motor of your fridge or the void behind your cabinets.
So we've built them a warm, wet paradise full of starch and grease. Fantastic.
Pretty much, but, not all uninvited guests are the same. And this is where the guide gets really interesting. It breaks down who exactly these invaders are.
All right, lay it on me. Who are the main suspects?
The source identifies 3 big players in California, from San Diego all the way up to Sacramento. And knowing which one you have really matters.
Okay, contestant number 1.
That would be the German cockroach.
Sounds efficient and vaguely threatening.
It's the most common and, honestly, the most troublesome.
Why is that? What makes this one so bad?
Well, first, they're small. About ½ an inch, light brown, with these 2 dark stripes on their back so they can hide anywhere. But the real problem is how fast they reproduce.
How fast are we talking?
Insanely fast.
Yeah.
One female can be responsible for hundreds of offspring in her lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And the real kicker, they live almost exclusively indoors. They've evolved to live with us.
So if you see one...
If you see one, there are likely hundreds hiding. They are incredibly hard to get rid of.
Okay, great. So that's the small one that breeds like crazy. Who's next?
Number 2 is the American cockroach.
The palmetto bug, the water bug.
That's the one. These are the giants. They could be up to 2 inches long, reddish-brown, and there's one little detail about them that makes people's skin crawl.
I have a bad feeling about this. What is it?
They can fly.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. I veto that.
It's true. Not like long distances, but it's more of a controlled glide. If they're startled, they can fly across the room at you.
That changes the entire dynamic of the fight. If it's on the ground, I can deal. If it takes to the air, I'm out. I'm selling the house.
The only good news, I guess, is that they usually prefer to live outdoors. In sewers, in mulch.
Yeah.
They typically only come inside during extreme weather.
So they're invaders, not squatters.
Exactly. Very common in places like Riverside and San Diego, especially around older homes with lots of landscaping.
Okay. German is the squatter. American is the giant flyer. Who's number 3?
Number 3 is the Oriental cockroach.
What's their story?
People often mistake them for black beetles. They're shiny, dark brown or black, about an inch long, and they have a reputation
For what?
for being smelly.
Yeah.
Large infestation has a very strong, musty odor, and they're obsessed with damp, cool places. Basements, crawl spaces, leaky sinks. The source notes they're really common up in Placer County and other parts of Northern California.
Any weaknesses?
Actually, yes, they're slow. And they can't climb smooth vertical surfaces very well, so you won't find them in your upper kitchen cabinets. They stick to the ground floor.
Okay, so we've got the sprinter, the aviator, and the stinker.
That is a very memorable way to put it.
I try, but this brings up the big question. They're gross, yes, but are they actually dangerous? Or is it just an ick factor thing?
No, it is not just drama. This is a real public health issue. And anyone listening, especially if you have children, you need to hear this part.
Okay, let's get into it then. What are the actual risks?
Well, first, just think about where they've been right before they walked on your kitchen counter.
Sewers, garbage.
Exactly. Sewers, decaying matter, animal waste. Their bodies are covered in little spines that trap all that filth. They are walking buses for bacteria. The source says they can carry over 30 different kinds,
Like what?
like E. coli and salmonella. So if they walk across your apple and then you eat that apple,
You could get food poisoning.
you could get very, very sick. But honestly, that's not even the most insidious part.
What could be worse than that?
Allergies and asthma. Cockroaches are a huge trigger.
Really? How?
It's the allergens they leave behind. Their droppings, their saliva, their shed skins, even their dead bodies. They all break down into this fine dust that gets airborne.
Oh, wow. So you're literally breathing it in.
You are.
Yeah.
And for a child with asthma or anyone with respiratory issues, it can be a major trigger for attacks. And that allergen dust can stay in the house for months, even after the roaches are gone.
That is genuinely terrifying. So how do we know if we have them? Since they're nocturnal, you might not see one for a while.
Right, you have to play detective.
Yeah.
You're looking for the clues they leave behind. First up is droppings.
Okay, what am I looking for?
For the little German ones, it looks like black pepper or coffee grounds. Check in the corners of drawers or on top of cabinets.
Noted. What else?
Egg cases. The technical name is Oothecae.
Oothecae. Sounds too elegant for what it is.
It does. They look like little brown capsules. If you find one of these, it's a very bad sign. It means you have a breeding population.
Where would I even find one?
Glued to the underside of furniture, in dark pantry corners, behind appliances. Also, look for shed skins. Little translucent husks of roaches.
And the smell you mentioned earlier.
Yes. A big infestation has a distinct, oily, musty smell. It's from their pheromones. If your kitchen just smells off, don't ignore that.
Okay, but what's the ultimate red flag? What's the one sign that means this is really bad?
Seeing one during the day.
Why is that so bad?
Because they are hardwired to avoid light. If one is out in the open when the sun is up, it usually means all the good hiding spots are already taken.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it means the population is so large they're being forced out into the open due to overcrowding. That's a 5-alarm fire.
Okay. Let's pivot to solutions before I completely spiral. How do we defend the kitchen?
Prevention is always the best strategy. The guide from Simple Pest Management lays out a really clear plan. It starts with deep cleaning.
Not just wiping counters, I take it.
No. Pulling out the fridge, cleaning underneath. But storage is also huge. Everything in airtight containers. Cereal, pasta, even pet food. A roach can chew right through a cardboard box.
And what about water control?
Fix every single leak. And get in the habit of wiping your sink dry at night. Maybe even empty the pet's water bowl before bed. Make your kitchen a desert.
The source had a great tip about sealing entry points. It mentions steel wool.
Yes, this is such a great pro tip. For bigger gaps, like around pipes under the sink, caulk isn't always enough. They can't chew through steel wool.
It just stops them cold.
It's an impenetrable barrier. You stuff the hole with steel wool and then caulk over it. It's like armor for your plumbing.
I love that. And of course, declutter. Get rid of the cardboard boxes.
Immediately. They're food and a 5-star hotel all in one.
So when do you give up on DIY? When do you call in the pros?
The guide is pretty clear. If you see one during the day, call a pro. If you find egg cases, call a pro.
If the over-the-counter stuff isn't working?
Call a pro. And especially if you live in an apartment or a condo.
Why is...
Because if you treat just your unit, they'll just scurry through the wall voids to your neighbor's place and come back later. You need a coordinated attack for the whole building.
And for health reasons, I'd imagine?
Absolutely. If anyone in your home have asthma or allergies, don't wait. You need them gone, and you need them gone fast.
This has been incredibly useful, and also made me want to go home and bleach everything.
Knowledge is the best pesticide.
It really is. And speaking of which, our source today, Simple Pest Management, they serve a big chunk of California, right?
They do. They use something called integrated pest management, or IPM. It's not just about spraying chemicals. It's a holistic approach: sealing, prevention, education. They cover San Diego, Sacramento, Riverside, and Placer counties.
That's a huge area.
And they know the local issues. The strategy for damp Placer County is different from dry Riverside. That expertise matters.
And they offer a free inspection, which is fantastic. It takes all the guesswork out of it.
And for everyone listening, if you found this deep dive helpful, please do us a favor and follow and like the podcast. It really helps us out.
It does. And you should also follow Simple Pest Management on social media. You can visit them online at www.simplepest.com.
You can also just call them. The number is 833-887-7378.
That's 833-887-7378. Don't let them win the war for your kitchen.
I have one last thought to leave you with, though.
Go for it.
We think of them as these disgusting invaders, but cockroaches have been on this planet for something like 300 million years. They survived the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs.
That is disturbingly impressive.
It is. So if they get into your kitchen, don't feel like a failure. It's just nature being incredibly good at surviving. Your job is just to be a little smarter and a little faster to get them out.
On that note, I am going to go home and inspect my cardboard boxes for any signs of glue eating.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Stay pest-free.